Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Food Worth Forking. I am your host, Laura Williams, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. And no, if this is your first time watching or listening to Food Worth Forking, welcome. Welcome to the Foodie Tribe. I'm really excited to have you here tonight. So, just a little bit. If you haven't subscribed, why not? What are you doing? What are you waiting for? So subscribe to this channel and hit that bell so you can get all the notifications whenever I have new content and a new episode. So tonight's going to be a great night. I have a fantastic guest. We're doing a little housekeeping. We're going to talk about what's happened over the last couple of weeks with voting. So we voted. Now what? So we're about to get into it. So get ready. We're getting into it with tonight's guest, Christopher Smith. Let's hit it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come follow as I take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat. I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul, till you gotta blow. Food worth forking, take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on the special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Get you every week with a new dish.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. So listen, if you do not know about Food Worth Forking is all about food, dating, and lifestyle. So everything food, culinary. What is it like dating after 40? What are we doing out here? And lifestyle. What is happening in the world around us? So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that bell for notifications and like this episode. The more you participate, the more I'm able to bring more great content like this to you, right? So we're going to get started. Tonight's guest is Christopher Smith. Christopher is a friend of the podcast. He has been a huge supporter since the beginning of Food Worth Forking. But we're going to talk a little bit about just where we are and what has been happening since we voted last week. And now the votes are in, the votes are counted, and now it is time to figure out what we are going to do. So I'm going to introduce Chris to you all. So like I said, he is a friend of the podcast. He's back. He's been rocking with us for a long time, and he's part of the family. So let's make that happen. So Chris is a New York City native, Queens to be exact, and he is one of the most thoughtful writers and cultural journalists out there. He calls himself an avid walker. He's a keen listener, and I can vouch for a lot of things because we've had some great conversation, and this man really listens and really knows how to tell a story. Christopher's work has been everywhere: Hip Hop Wired, PC Magazine, Insider, News1.com, Global Grind, Black America Web. I mean, listen, the list goes on. But I just really appreciate just his attention to the culture and what he's doing and how he writes. He's not just covering stories, he is preserving culture. He has sat down with legends like Daddy-O and has talked about the Stop Self-Destruction movement, covered the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and profiled Stevie J, explored UK hip hop through Prime Video's Jungle, and brought us stories on everything from Jean-Michel Basquiat exhibit to many, many more, and also covered Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker, because that's just what he does, right? Chris' journalism lives where hip hop, community, culture, and truth all meet. And I'm really excited to have him here this evening and to have this conversation. So let's welcome Chris to the podcast.
Well, hello.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you know you did all those things?
some of them. I got reminded of a couple of things, and I'm like, wait, yeah, I did do that. Wow, I did. But so
I'm getting good at my job trying to find stuff.
listen, I see. Golf clap all the way around. The golf clap all the way around. Great to be here again with you for another episode.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. So look, what's been going on with you lately? Like what have you been up to? What's new? Any new projects you're working on? What's up?
Oh well, let's see. It's been a busy year. This year I had the opportunity to actually be part of an expedition, an archaeological expedition at Montpelier, James Madison's estate, the president. So little quick recap. If you're of African descent, the Montpelier Descendants Committee essentially made it so that you can go onto this archaeological program for a week and actually get a chance to learn about archaeology, learn about the full history of the estate, including those who were enslaved, and actually do it for no charge. So I got a chance to do that this year. Also got a chance to teach a couple of art seminars and workshops. And I figured this is going to be the best place for me to announce it here with you on your show. I have been selected for an upcoming art exhibition that will be taking place, I believe, beginning next year into 2027. And details on that will be coming shortly. So I just got the word a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. I wish we had
Thank
the
you.
hand claps. We're going to work on that. We're going to get these hand claps and the cheer, but we're cheering out here for you. So tell me, what does that mean, artwork, and how are you contributing?
So I will be contributing a project to this exhibition. It's called Unpaid Labor, and
Mm,
it will be essentially dedicated to the coverage and exploration of Black women and what they go through in these United States on a corporate level as well as a personal and community level in
wow.
terms of what they experience. So my artwork project or exhibition, as it were, will be dedicated to one facet of that. So
Congratulations. That's beautiful.
thank you.
Very good. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. And, like I said, you are definitely someone who um, wants to and is part of the culture. And this is a great kind of like segue in entering a conversation about what's happening in our community and what we're saying and what we're thinking about doing since we voted last week. And
Hmm.
people are, there's that question like, are we excited? It is probably one of the most quiet, to me, most quiet elections, meaning a lot of people went out. Like when I went out to vote, I was like, oh my gosh, these lines are long. And it was great. But then, we voted. Okay, that happened. But I think not a lot of like cheering or celebration. It's really people trying to figure out, so what's next? What are we doing? Who are
Hmm.
like, all right, you say you're going to do these things. How are you going to do them? And what is our part in community? What is our part and how are we contributing to it? So what are we doing? What do you think about that?
Well, I would say I think right now it's just the anticipation. Like you said, like we had all of this excitement with voting last week, particularly here in New York City for the mayor. And it was kind of like, okay, it was done. Now we wait. And I think that's what, I think there's a lot of excitement still, but it's also a kind of wait and see approach. Like is, like for this particular election with Zohran Mamdani being elected, it's kind of like, okay, can he live up to what he's been promising in his campaign? He's got a lot of people behind him. And then it's kind of the thing of, well, what do I do in the meantime, until he gets into office? Like, we're pretty much sitting at like 51 days until he gets sworn in. And so I would say, I think a lot of it now is just the patience, like,
Yeah.
okay, you got it. Let's see what you're going to do. Let's wait for the rest of Mayor Adams' term to finish. And, really just we have to see. Plus, with everything else going on, I think a lot of it is just like, you don't want to get your hopes up too much because, it's real in the field out there.
It is.
you
It
know.
is. It is. What are there any headlines, or what's a headline or story that think defines this post-election moment?
Good question. I think it's the fact that we are seeing, in terms of the Democratic Party, that we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing that shift take place, and we're seeing what it looks like in terms of going for candidates that are more younger,
Mm-hmm.
candidates that have a more open perspective, progressive. One of the stories that I think that hasn't gotten a lot of coverage that really should is the
Mm-hmm.
fact that upstate you had two black women become mayors in Syracuse, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, Buffalo. So they are mayors. Like, to me, I felt like that's something that should be talked about more. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that you also had in Mississippi that they wound up changing some of the state legislature to Democrat, which is almost
Huge.
that hasn't been done in like a couple decades.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think it's the fact that people really got themselves up and really got themselves out there, and they were like, look, I want to make a change, and this is
Mm-hmm.
representing that change. Like, this is what change to me looks like, and it looks like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. And even here in New York, just who Madani has selected as his team. His team are all women,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
and
mean, yeah.
I, like those that knit circle, that close circle. From I'm almost positive they're all, if not majority, but almost all of them are women, and a diverse group of women from ethnicity to age. So I think to me, it said a lot about what, kind of where he is, taking things in account for, who's being represented. And there are areas that are possibly he may not know, but I'm going to surround myself around people that know more than me, and that's okay, because I'm going to need them and I'm going to lean on them.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Like, you have a politician that is not coming in acting superior,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, Mamdani has really, to me, run something of a campaign with the same energy like how President Obama did,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also being more mindful of just what he's getting into. Like, he's 34 years old. He's like, I have my experiences, but I want to really surround myself with people who know policy, people who
Yes.
can guide me through it. And just having an all women transition team alone is great, but some of those women are heavy hitters in their own right. I mean, Lena Khan being the
Mm-hmm.
head of the Federal Trade Commission, and she's on your transition team, it says you mean business. And that's what you want in your mayor. That's what you want in your candidate. To me, I think
Yeah.
a lot of what that is the hope that I think people walked into the voting booths with. Like this time, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm angry, but I'm also hopeful that
Yeah.
I can, make a difference with this vote and really show the people, who are used to the status quo, like, I'm not having it anymore. This is where I want to be with my vote, and this is what I want to see in terms of change.
Yeah. Do you think that there are any real risks of speaking your mind as a journalist? Do you think there are any real risks of speaking your mind as a journalist, as a writer, as a citizen, and as well, more specifically, maybe even as a Black journalist at this time?
Um, yes, to all of the above. Um, it's not a secret that black journalism is under attack. We've seen that with CBS News and Barry Weiss taking over, and essentially everyone who was black or brown getting laid off, and then Gail King announcing that she's leaving the network. Um, in terms of speaking your mind, it's always been an issue
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen and experienced. Um, I believe that what has happened now is that a lot of the pretenses have been stripped away, and some of that were built up in the wake of the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And
Mm-hmm.
so some of these outlets, you had people who were well-meaning, and my saying this is not a knock to those who are still well-meaning and want a more equitable newsroom and outlet. But there
Yeah.
are others that were like, hey, let's see about adding these perspectives, adding these different voices, and then when it became convenient to kind of discard, they just decided, okay, hey, well, we've reached our limit. We've reached a point where it can be safe to say no, thank you, and
Yeah.
so they did.
Yeah. Do you think, or maybe not? Do you think? How do you personally, with all of that? How do you personally stay balanced in your writing? Or do you even believe in that staying in the middle anymore?
Hmm. I have always made it a point as a journalist, as a writer, to write the truth, to make that the North Star of
Hmm.
whatever I'm covering. Of course, if I'm covering something, for an outlet, you're working within their parameters, their
Hmm.
guidelines, and your own personal code of ethics. I have a bit more freedom, as a creative writer, pretty much to say whatever. And, that's where I find the balance. Like, okay, I can
Hmm.
make these, reports and cover these stories this way. And then in my creative writing, I can pretty much say, hey, look, this is how I feel. This is not necessarily representative of the outlets that I work for. This is me. If you will look at some journalists, and the tagline that they will have or the disclaimer will be opinions my own. It's mainly because there are those who don't necessarily see someone trying to make a balance or want to
Hmm.
disrupt that balance.
Okay. Okay. Do you is there any pressure to tone down or amplify a story? To tone down or amplify a story because of public reaction?
I don't think I've ever fully experienced anything of that nature in terms of being pressured to tone
Mm.
down a story.
Yeah.
From my experience, when working with editors and people who might provide you with leads and stuff, we all pretty much work well within each other networks to say, hey, look, um, we're covering this person. You might want to not necessarily stay away from that. Like there would be some instances where you'll get guidelines ahead of time, like, okay, don't ask this person about this. and this. And usually in that case, my first instinct will be to talk to my editor and be like, okay, so and so asked me not to do this. Are you cool with me staying within these guidelines, or do I have permission to press?
Yeah.
And usually with dialogue like that, you're pretty much cool with going and asking certain questions. So I haven't really encountered too much in terms of being pressured to tone down a story for the
Okay.
most part. The
Okay.
only thing, yeah, not too much.
Okay. Do you think there are any voices, just even with that, um, and what's happening, in out here in the world? Do you think there are any voices that are being ignored right now that we should be paying attention to?
Oh man, there's a list. I would say, in terms of the more notable ones that we know, there's
Hmm.
Joy Ann Reid, Karen
Hmm.
Atia with who was formerly with the Washington Post. Um, just those are the two that are off the top of my head, and there's others that, in essence, what they've been doing is if they've been pressured out of working with their outlets that they've been normally working with, they'll have a Substack, they'll have a website. That's the one thing about journalism, that if you are good at what you do, you pretty much know how to create another pathway of expression, especially if you have a built-in audience that's already been rocking with you from the beginning and stuff.
Hmm.
Like that's how Don Lemon pretty much is just out here on the street,
Yeah, he
doing these
is.
man on the streets interviews,
He
you know,
is.
and just killing it. So
Yep.
if you have people that'll follow you no matter what, you can make it work. And sometimes it's better that way. I mean, look at Roland Martin.
Yep.
Roland Martin's got his own network, like
Yes.
he's his own cameraman, editor,
Yep.
producer. That man
All of it.
travels. So,
Yep.
but
And he's killing it.
yeah, I love seeing it. I mean, because that's what we need. I mean, in terms of our community, it's a return to what we were doing in the first place, like the Chicago Defender, Amsterdam
Yeah.
News. Like, we weren't,
Because
they
all those
weren't going to tell us
publications
the
are gone.
news. You
Yeah.
know, we had to make our own.
Yep. Yep. I mean, we talked about hope earlier. You touched on it a little bit, but now what gives you hope right now? What gives Chris hope right now with everything that's happening and just with life? What gives you hope right now?
What gives me hope is the fact that people are not willing to be beaten down like they were, say, a year ago.
Hmm.
I can say personally, like post presidential election, that was one of the harder moments for me. Like I literally just shut everything down for like a day
Hmm.
or two.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. Like I need to step back, and it was necessary to recalibrate because at that moment I was fearful. I was not hopeful.
Hmm.
This time around, what I've been seeing from the community, from people having conversations, talking with each other, bridging gaps, it's really energized me. Like I see people, just in spite of everything, like, okay, look, you're not pulling the wool over my eyes, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I can't do anything, So, seeing the spirit, the fight in people's eyes, especially with protests, through making volunteer appointments, phone calls, building community, even with the shutdown, like, okay, this person is, out of a job, they need these items. And then you're setting up a crowd fund,
Yep.
and then they got all their stuff needed within an hour. That gets me here. And that
Yeah.
tells me that we're gonna make it.
We are. I believe that we are. What can you do? What do you think we can do as a community? Practically speaking, or starting tomorrow. What do you think that we can do now as a community? Are there some other things that we can do?
Okay. First thing is, if you don't know your local politicians, find out who they are, and I'm talking
Mhm.
judges, I'm talking sheriffs, everybody. Make a list of all of them. Get their contact information. If you have any beefs, any questions, you make it a point to contact them, to be in contact with them, because you are paying their salary. You are supposed to be engaged. One of the things that I think that we've had an issue with in the community is being locked in every 4 years,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
so we're staying away from that now. We're getting into the idea of like, okay, we got to be locked in every 2 years, or we got to be locked in on special elections. We're getting back into the patterns of showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
And, in the voting booth. The other thing is organizing. Okay, if you don't like this particular candidate, right? Like there's a website where you can actually, if you were so inclined, go set up a campaign to run for office. Like there's great people that are making that choice to run for
Yeah.
office. Like, my brother Toby, stepped up and, made his
Indeed.
bid,
Indeed. Indeed. You
and
did.
that's the thing. Like we need more of that. And lastly, just get out and communicate with people, build your network offline, because I think we got a little bit complacent with getting our information and being trapped in these bubbles online on social media.
Mhm.
When
And not all the information being real.
true, and also we don't own these platforms.
Mhm.
I mean,
And
as this
that.
is somebody who is writing, who's been writing online for years, the thing that I've always sat and thought about is what happens when they decide to shut it down or co-opt the platform. And we saw what happened with Twitter.
Yep. Oh, yes.
you
Yes.
know, we saw what happened with
Yes.
Twitter. Twitter got bought up by Phony Stark, aka Elon Musk, and everything's been hell in a handbasket ever since on that platform.
Hmm.
So, that's the last thing I would say. Like, continue to build your networks. People that you know online, if you real tight with them like that, connect with them offline. Say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Check in with people, see what they need, because community is a beautiful thing, but it's also something that you have to exercise like a muscle.
Hmm. And our parents did, our grandparents did, our great grandparents did. That's how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have kind of lost that, or kind of lost it for a while. And to your point, we definitely have gotten comfortable with things that are accessible to us a lot, easier. But one thing I do believe that happens is when we get really uncomfortable. And I think we're getting really uncomfortable. And once that happens, being uncomfortable, and if it's affecting our pockets more than anything else,
Mm-hmm.
then we start to move as a community, or try, we start moving. Really, we just start moving as a community. So, and I think we're in that space right now. I think we're in that space, which is a great thing, which is a great thing. And I'm really hoping that we see more of it, and that we're able to have more conversations like this. It doesn't always have to be um, tense and just, disagreeing, or just having the conversations. What can we do? Putting the information out there, or putting those little nuggets in people's minds, like, oh, what can I do? Or I saw this, or how can I help? This is really important. And then we move.
Right.
Then
Right.
we move, because we have to move. It's not just sitting here like, okay, that was nice. Okay, next. No, we have to move. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree, Chris.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what we have to do. We have to move. We've sat back enough, and I think now we're, like you said, we're being shaken out of this complacency because for a while we were like, okay, look, this is y'all's mess. Like y'all, kind of did whatever you did. You made your choices, but we want y'all to start adding more, energy to the fight. Step up. Understand that we're all involved,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now that you're seeing that energy, you're seeing you're seeing our community kind of be like, okay, let's kick it into gear. Let's approach it a different way. Let's move and act accordingly and, not make everything so tense. Like going to Mom Donnie's election, one of the best data points that I saw from his campaign really was just the public social media approach to it. Like this man was doing videos with the bodega cat lady that's on
Yeah.
Instagram. This
Yep.
man literally was like chilling with the Side Talk NYC cats, like outside of the Knicks game. And, like he was everywhere and he was with everybody.
Yeah.
And that kind of energy and that willingness to connect face to face is something that we all recognize because, our folks did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our folks did it. And you know how they always sit there and talk about, oh, well, these generations, they're not doing it like that. It's like, yeah, because we've gotten things, more accessible.
Yep.
We're able to do things without that much of an effort. But we don't realize that sometimes the effort is what makes everything worthwhile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. It's exciting. Well, listen, thanks for being here tonight. I think that was good. And also, everyone, if you have any questions or you want to say anything, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it out there and we'll get your questions, hopefully, possibly, maybe answered if we can. But Chris, we're about to get into this next segment. Real quick, how can people find you?
Okay. So you can find me on Instagram at Linden228. I'm also on Facebook, Christopher Smith, straight up, straight name. I also have a website. I've been working on my own personal creative writing, and that's flyingoffthehandle.xyz. And I'm also on Twitter still, Infinite Words 14. And yeah, I think that about covers it.
Are you sure? It's like, yes.
I
Like,
might be wrong, but I might be wrong. But
okay.
if you get at me on one of those platforms, it'll all connect. So
Awesome. 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 Well, you're hanging out for the rest of the show, correct?
oh, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are about to get in between the bites. And let me let me go back up a little bit. In between the bites, just in case if this is your first time watching or listening, in between the bites this is the segment where I talk about what's happening in the world. And I'm always here lately I've been finding some interesting things. So let me tell you about I just if you Chris, have you ever heard of micro mints or sticking?
I gotta
Micro
say
mint.
no.
Okay.
I don't.
I haven't either until today. So we're going to start with micro mints. Now this is about kind of dating. So romance in the small stuff. So we all have seen those over the top romantic gestures, like the flash mob or the giant teddy bears and the skywriting. I was thinking, when was the last time I saw skywriting? but people do that. It's been a long time, but that happens, right? So here's the thing. Singles today are ditching. So we're seem to be ditching the grand displays for something way more meaningful, like the small stuff, little things. So we're talking about someone sending you a meme that made them think of you, or curating a playlist just because, and because they knew you were stressed. Someone knew that you were stressed today, so they sent you a playlist. Remember when we used to create mixtapes off the radio? That's the same thing, but okay, okay, fine. It's different, same thing. Right. So remembering those random things mentioned 3 weeks ago about you wanting to try, like if you wanted to try a coffee shop or try somewhere, and then actually showing up with a latte from that place. Those are the small gestures, but that's now called micro mints. New name, I call it being thoughtful. That's
like what was wrong with just calling it being thoughtful? Like
I don't know. It's like, okay. I was like, but that's a new name. And so doing the little things, which is great. And, just, it doesn't always have to be grand, but sometimes the grand things can be great also. But the small things are now called micro mints. That's what we're calling it, which I thought was interesting. And then there is sticking. Now, sticking is interesting because it's capital ST, capital ICK, like capital I, capital C, capital K, and lowercase ing. So it's sticking, but it's like ick. So it kind of stands out. So it's really about the ick. And that's about giving people a fair shot instead of writing them off over superficial stuff. So we've all been there. You meet someone, everything's going well, and then bam, they do something that gives you the ick. And I was like, well, isn't that maybe creepy? But I guess it's ick. It could be that. Okay. And so, like, for example, there was an example, maybe like, I'm not a fan of wearing flip-flops and socks, but okay, so maybe wearing Crocs, and maybe they have, like, some people don't like male buns, or like really, or you're chewing too loud. Those are like small things that might give you an ick or might annoy you. So I would say ick, annoy, maybe, but okay. But those are things that people in the past, you've either ghosted someone for because you were just like, I don't want to, that is not okay. So we either ghost a person, or we swipe left. We tell we might tell our friends, or be in a group chat and like, yeah, that's a no for me. That person is too loudly. But the sticking trend is asking us to take a pause and ask, is this really a deal breaker, or am I just being picky? And I would say being picky, depending on what it is. But because, this is the thing. Nobody's perfect. No. Nobody's perfect. And if we're so focused on the small stuff, we might miss out on someone who has emotional intelligence, shared values, and genuine compatibility. So I get it, but still, another word, the sticking movement is about looking past those initial quirks and focusing on what actually builds a lasting connection, which is like being picky. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know.
I get it, but
words.
I mean, I don't see what was wrong with the other terms, but hey, look, new era, new language. Okay.
It changes all the time.
Yeah.
It changes all the time.
Yeah.
But okay, this is where we're going with. So if you hear or you see the word sticking with a capital S, lowercase t, a capital ICK, lowercase ing, now you know what that means.
Yep. Okay. Got you. The more you know, rainbow is like over my head right now. So I'm like,
right.
all that in.
Right.
You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
that's what that means. That's what that means. So one more thing, like we're in this space of in between the bites, let me tell you what is getting ready to go down.
Okay.
What is about to happen? Guess which one of our favorite shows, at least mine, one of my favorite shows of all time, is coming with a sequel.
Mm. Hmm. I want to. I think I know, but
You do.
I think I know. Would it happen to be the show
Come on.
set at a one of our favorite HBCUs at
Come
Hillman
on.
College? A
Come
different
on.
world?
Yes. There
Yeah.
it is. There it is.
What?
A different world. It's official. It's official. A different world is coming, and it's coming to Netflix, which I was really shocked about, but that's great. So Netflix has officially greenlit, a sequel series of this iconic 1990s sitcom. Very excited, which will return to the fictional HBCU Hillman College. The show will star Tony Award winner Mila Joy Moon as Deborah Wayne, the youngest
Mm,
daughter of the original series characters Dwayne Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert. The
nice.
series follows Deborah as she enters her freshman year at Hillman College, where she finds the shadow of her parents difficult to escape and sets out to build her own legacy alongside a new generation of students. This is by Netflix. The production team includes Felicia Pride. Felicia Pride is of Grey's Anatomy, Bel Air, and she's serving as showrunner. And yes. Sorry. She's only a showrunner and executive producer. While original series director Debbie Allen returns as executive producer and will direct 3 episodes, including the first one.
All right.
And this first season will consist of 10 half-hour episodes. That is
Nice.
very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Nice. I
Right?
can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I mean, already I'm sold with the storyline. Debbie Allen returning. You can't go wrong with the diva, the
You
icon.
can't go wrong. That I'm
Yeah.
like that alone. I'm like, oh, I'm there for it. I'm there for it. But I'm very interested to see how this, pans out, and if any of the other characters will be involved in the sequel.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. Because, you know, I would like to see them, explore and have that nostalgia, but have these newer characters forge their own bond with this
Hmm.
generation, as well as the OG viewers who watched it, much like how the Bel Air series was on Peacock.
Yeah, and the Bel Air series on Peacock. If you haven't seen it, I think it's well done.
Yeah, yeah, I
I think
agree.
it's
I
well
agree.
done. It's good. It's actually better than I thought it would be. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. And so I've watched it. And so I think it's very good. So I'm excited to see what they do with this. With this. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Netflix might have another banger on its hands. I tell you that much. Because I mean, even with Felicia Pride, fun fact, I took a TV writing course with Felicia a couple years ago. So I know that she's going to bring the goods with the storyline. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out.
I love that. I was back there like, what? That is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I can only imagine.
yeah, yeah. You got it was a really good workshop, a really good wealth of knowledge, and just the fact that she was willing to give up her time like
Yeah.
that and her expertise, was thrilling. So, I saw that opportunity. They were like, "Oh, she's teaching a workshop." I'm like, "Say less. I'm there."
Wow. I love that. I love that. Um, when does it come out? There isn't a date. It's just it was just greenlit for the sequel of A Different World. So they just made the announcement, kind of put the team together, and then we'll see. Probably maybe sometime, of course, next year, but maybe even I'm thinking maybe the end of next year, since they just said it's a go and it's done. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But looking forward to it next year, or maybe even top of 27. Maybe. But
Could
we'll
be.
See. Yeah.
Could be. So, yep. Can't wait. They might rush it just because of the appeal. Like, people are clamoring for it. They might just say, "Hey, look,
that's true. That's
true.
That's true. You never know. They're gonna, it's going to do a test run. So
right.
Love it. Okay, so are we ready for some delicious bites?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let me tell you, I had the opportunity to go to this pop-up a little while ago. Smoked Spice. It's a barbecue pop-up. The food is amazing, but the winner, because if you know me, I love barbecue. It's probably one of my favorite food. Their brisket, hands down, probably. There used to be another spot, I won't mention it, that I used to love, and I'm like, oh, this is my spot, my favorite spot. If he had a restaurant, I probably they would have to roll me up out of there. Just roll her out. Just put me in a chair and just push me out the door, because the barbecue, and especially that brisket, delicious, melt in your. Bad. Like, the brisket here, hands down, is the winner. That fat that is real nice and buttery, it melts in your mouth. The chicken wings are good. The collard greens, I had to put some hot sauce on. They're cool. The mac and cheese is not bad, and the corn pudding, it's just a little too sweet for me. It just needs a little more balance of savory, just a little less sweet, less dessert feel. However, y'all did it today. Great. I loved it. It was really good. Let me tell y'all, that brisket is hands down, like, some of the best brisket I've had in a very long time. It's not, one thing I probably should have got the barbecue one, but that's fine. The one I got was the Texas style brisket. You can really taste the meat, like it's flavorful. And I was gonna come home and put some barbecue sauce on it, and that's fine. However, I did take that sauce from the jerk wings. They're not jerk wings. I think they're jerk honey wings. And I put that on the brisket. Very good. Let me tell y'all, that brisket. If you see this pop up, don't even think about it. Don't hesitate. Just do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Okay. So
I'll put an SOS. I'll tell, not SOS. I'll tell people that when I see it. I think they're going to do one more before the year ends.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you put up the Instagram handle, because they're getting added once the show is done.
I'm telling you, like, it is so good. I will say it's always a challenge to me for a lot of places that have barbecue or call themselves, what pit masters or
Hmm.
smokers to for their sides to meet their meat, like
Yeah.
for it all to be really, really amazing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I really did enjoy everything. So it's very good. So y'all check it out. It's worth it. They're so worth it. And their customer service was great. Everyone was friendly. They came out. There was a long line because you had to get tickets. There was
Mm.
a long line. They served people. They brought water. They gave, samples of cocktails, canned cocktails, and beer.
Okay.
It was really nice. It was well done and organized, even though we stood outside for a while. So, just saying, check them out. Check them out.
Okay.
Um, Now it's time for a little sensual food fact.
All right.
Let's get into the sensual food fact. And tonight, we are going to talk about pine nuts. Pine nuts.
Okay.
So, all right. So pine nuts, those little buttery gems that have been getting people in the mood for centuries. Yes, you heard me. Pine nuts have been considered an aphrodisiac since ancient times, with everyone from the Romans to Greeks swearing by their romantic powers. In fact, the famous Roman poet Ovid literally wrote pine nuts into his guide on seduction. If that's not a historical endorsement, I don't know what is. So, what makes these tiny nuts so magical? Well, pine nuts are packed with zinc, which is crucial for testosterone production and overall sexual health. They're also loaded with arginine, an amino acid that helps improve blood flow. And we all know good circulation is the key to feeling, well, energized, right? Energized. Let's say just energized. Plus, their rich, creamy, almost sweet flavor and delicate texture makes them the perfect addition to romantic meals. So toss them in a pesto, sprinkle them over a salad, or just eat them straight. However you enjoy them, your body will thank you later. And a fun fact, pine nuts are also great for boosting energy and reducing fatigue. So they're perfect for those nights when you want to stay up a little later, if you know what I mean. So next time you're planning a date night, don't sleep on the pine nuts. They're small, but they pack a punch in more ways than one. Now,
Okay.
that is food worth forking.
Yes, that is.
Pine nuts, people. Go get you
Man.
some. They'll be great for the holiday season too.
That,
Salads. Well, try something new. I do like a good pesto. So pine nuts and pesto, I've had that before and it is very good.
I will say pine nuts, baklava.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. First thing I
Yes.
thought of. Sweet treat
Yes.
on two levels.
Yeah. What?
You know what I mean?
What? Yes. There it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a second. Y'all, I should have paused. I should have paused because these comments are out of control. So why would Whitley leave Wayne? Why would she leave Dwayne? She would never leave him.
Oh,
She tried. She tried.
boy.
She
I
tried.
mean, wow.
Yes. Yes. That's
Listen.
so funny. That is so funny. So, okay, so next up, listen, you know what time it is? You
Oh,
know what time it is. It is
uh-oh.
smash or pass.
All right.
Smash or pass. Let's get into that this
Let's
evening.
do it.
I definitely have a soft spot for super simplified Thanksgiving side dishes, and that would be these fig, goat cheese, and hot honey pinwheels that I typically make with puff pastry, but instead this year I'm making them with phyllo dough, and oh my word, you guys. I'm surprised I didn't eat all these in just one sitting. Besides them being like insanely crunchy, their flavor is very elegant, so it's like not overpowering, but I can't express how good the combo of creamy goat cheese, fig preserves. I even added some fresh ripe figs, chopped pecans, and Nate's hot honey. I'm telling you, your friends and family are going to think you spend hours slaving away in the kitchen. But the reality is this side dish takes less than 15 minutes to make, plus of course baking time, but even that's only like 20 minutes. The reason I really love phyllo dough for this recipe is that they stay super crunchy even as they sit for hours waiting for the turkey to finish, which inevitably always happens to us. You can even add the most generous drizzle of Nate's hot honey and fresh thyme to serve, and they'll still be crunchy like 2 to 3 hours from now. So safe to say I will definitely be making these all holiday season long, and you guys will have to let me know if you give them a try too.
I'm trying it.
Smash.
Smash.
Smash. No question.
Smash.
No question. Yeah.
It's a smash for me.
No question.
Smash. I don't know how anyone else feels. I know about the pine nuts. I know. Who knew? Right. Who knew? It's a smash. So I'm gonna go with it. I think we're just gonna have to go with it.
Yeah. That looked too good. I want like 5 of them. Like, you know what I mean? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just give me a little saucer of them, you know, and I'll take care of the rest, you know?
Yes. All right, next up is
Imagine a golden croissant, jumbo crab grilled cheese, giving way to the creamiest crab bisque. You've earned this, so relax. I'm gonna talk you through this. Start by sauteing your veggies. Season with salt, pepper, and paprika. Add tomato paste, crab, and enough seafood stock to cover. Once cooked, remove the crab and set aside. Blend until it's nice and smooth. Add a good amount of heavy cream. And finally, season with salt and pepper to taste. Just like that. Combine cream cheese, crab meat, shallots, chives, salt, pepper, cheddar, and mozzarella cheese. Mix thoroughly, then sandwich between 2 slices of croissant loaf. All that's left is to toast on all sides until it's golden brown and beautiful. Just like that. Look how creamy this is. Let yourself have it. You deserve to be spoiled like this. Trust me.
his voice alone is a smash. Like just his delivery. His delivery alone. I'm like, smash, sir. Yes.
Listen,
Yes,
like,
sir.
I'm just like, you know, like my man really just made it a Bryson Tiller like food video. Just like,
He did. I was like
Quiet Storm with the cooking. I get it, homeboy. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you
I
at all.
was like, what? It is like, yes, smash. Does he deliver? Does he, capital H, capital E? Does he deliver? Let's find out. Because that. But the other thing that was really good with that, which I didn't even know about a croissant loaf. Because he said that's a croissant loaf. I was like, where is that?
Yeah. I might not need to know. I've never heard that. I might not need to know because knowing me, I will go and buy like 4 of them. Just, you know what I mean?
I get that. I said I'd be rolling myself out of my own. Josiah says smash. It is all day. I was like, wait, what? He got me a croissant loaf.
Yeah, croissant loaf.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. All kinds of sorcery right there. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes. So, okay. I think that's a winner. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Natalie is out of control. Natalie says croissant loaf is in the big back aisle of the supermarket.
See, again, Nat knows. Nat understands. Like, listen, you understand.
That's
the big
funny.
back aisle. That's right.
That is funny. And clearly I would be in the aisle because I need to know, where do you get a croissant loaf? I've never heard of it. Want it.
Listen, ain't
I'm
nothing
about
wrong.
it.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong.
Nothing.
You gotta
I was like, what?
own the big backism. That's it.
I just have to do it
Yeah.
because I need it in my life.
Yeah,
Croissant
exactly.
loaf, crab soup, and I'm not even crazy, but what was that? I don't even remember what kind of soup it was. Was it tomato soup
So it was like
or something?
a king crab bisque.
Oh yeah, the bisque. Now I do like a good bisque, so I'm like, okay, I didn't even
Yeah.
care. Between the croissant loaf and the voice, I was done. But anyway, I think it's a smash for everybody. We have agreed. We are smashing. Let's
Yeah.
go to the next one. Yes, let's get it. It's a pass. It's too much.
That's a pass. Like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
And you are right. Pass. Too many hands.
Like,
Yes. Too much. Just too much. Just
yeah, I don't
literally.
need the get along game to be making my, dessert at dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's a wrap. That's why I don't always buy desserts or get desserts from restaurants because that like
no,
that is not a share. That is a bite, literally.
that's
But
half a bite. You're being generous. That's half a bite. That's half a bite.
it is.
That really is. That
It
really
is.
is. But
It
it's
is.
also going to take a major bite out your wallet. I guarantee you that.
Probably yes.
You know.
Probably yes. 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 So I think that's a pass.
Yeah.
I think we've agreed that that one is a pass. And we have one more, the last one for the evening. This is an everything bagel pumpkin cheese ball. Right? So pumpkin cheese ball. It actually does not have pumpkin in it, so it's okay. So we have
Hmm.
cream cheese, everything seasoning, sour creamed, prepared horseradish. I can never say that, but horseradish, Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire,
Mm-hmm.
sharp cheddar cheese. We have fresh chives. You have some pita chips on the side and a real pumpkin stem.
Hmm.
So, are we passing or smashing on the cheese ball?
I
I'm
think
gonna try it.
I'll try it. I'll try it.
As long as pumpkin wasn't in it. At first, I thought pumpkin was in it, but I was like, okay, no.
Right. Yeah, like pumpkin being in the mix of all that is you're doing too much. But I think as it is, I would try it.
I'll try it. I'll try it. Why we gotta hate the name though?
Look
Y'all
who's
really? This is the season. Here we go. We're going right into it. All these pumpkin haters out here. Why y'all hate pumpkin so much? I think I just hate the word. You probably haven't even had pumpkin before. Have you had pumpkin? Have you had it?
Oh man. Oh my
See, there we go.
goodness.
I'm past. I'm over pumpkin. I
Pumpkin.
need y'all to stop hating on the pumpkin. Pumpkin and
Yeah.
pumpkin.
Look, I mean, yeah. I think that's what it is. Just the mere mention is like, nope. But I would, I would try it. I would try it. Like
I
a
would
little
try it too.
glass of Bordeaux. A little something.
It's all
You know?
right. It's gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. So, I think we are like in the middle. It was like half and half pass, half smash.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Look, that's great odds. I'll take it. Shoot.
Right?
I'll take
We're good.
that.
So listen, people, beautiful people, we have come to the end of the show. We It has been a great evening. Chris, I want to thank you again for being a part of this hour, being a part of the podcast, coming on, giving your feedback and letting us know how we can participate in our communities and how we can support each other and just having the conversation. There's a lot going on, but as we have said, there is hope and we need each other. So we're going to do this together. So if you want to say one more time how we can find you, how can people, get at you on Instagram, your social media handles?
Okay. So let's see. Instagram, Linden228. Twitter, if you're on there still, Infinite Words 14. Oh, pardon me. I think I got cut off a little bit. Yeah, Infinite Words 14 at Twitter. Instagram, Linden228. You can find me on Facebook as well. And yeah, come check, get up with me.
We'll check you out.
Check me out. Yeah, yep.
We'll make it happen. We'll do it. So again,
Right.
Thank you everyone and thank you, Chris, and thank you everyone for being here. Again, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can get notifications and like the episode. The more you support, the more the algorithm will like Food Worth Forking and push our content out. So more people can join us on Wednesday night, right? So tell a friend, tell people, come and listen, everyone. Next week is a special episode because next week is our Friendsgiving episode.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Right. Next week is our Friendsgiving episode. So come back next week, same time, same place. We're going to have a great time. Excuse me, my voice is leaving me. We're going to have a great time. I'm really excited. So I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to you participating and being a part of Food Worth Forking. So again, I like to leave end the evening and end the show on a high note, something funny, something I found this week that I thought was hilarious. I really did. I just thought it was funny. So I wanted to share it with you. So if Food Worth Forking can be found on YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, all of your favorite podcasting outlets, and it is at Food Worth Forking. So please share, join, watch, re-listen, and check out this little moment that I found this week that I thought was funny. So I hope you do too, and I hope it makes you laugh or at least chuckle or smile.
See, when I feed you the grape, you're not supposed to eat it. I'm supposed to kiss you with the grape.
Oh, okay.
When the ordinary, no, I'm supposed to put your hand down.
Sorry, oh yeah, do it again.
When the ordinary, you got me facing me out. The ordinary, behave yourself. The ordinary, you got me facing me out. The ordinary, you got me. Carry.
Hilarious. So until we eat again, make it food worth forking. I'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.